It's 10 o'clock.
Okay, we're gonna say the prayer on page number uh, page number 10, and we will say in Tibetan 2 times, and afterward in English we will say 1 time. So if you have this book, you can use this book on page number 10, or you can look on our website. We upload our recitation book on the website. In English, on page number 11, I take refuge in the Guru, I take refuge in the Buddha, I take refuge in the Dharma. I take refuge in the Sangha. From now until my enlightenment, I take refuge in the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Sangha. And by the merit creating this practice, may I attain the state of Buddhahood for the benefit of all sentient beings. May all sentient beings enjoy happiness and causes. May all sentient beings be free from suffering and causes. May all sentient beings never be separated from joyful bliss. May all sentient beings abide in equanimity, feel bias, attachment, and anger. This ground, anointed with perfume, strewn with flowers, Mount Meru, encircled by the four continents, surmounted by the sun and the moon, I visualize this Buddha field and offering. May all living beings enjoy the pure land. Idam Pururaname Kameyatayame. Now, as usual, we will say the Tara mantra. Again, if you have a daily recitation book, so you can use or you can look on the page number 74. First, we will say the Tara verse, and then we will say the Tara mantra 21 times with the rhythm slowly, and after that, we will recite quickly and silently uh, 1,000 times. So during that time, so you can recite Tara mantra as much as you can, and also you can meditation as well. Jom de le ma la mo do ma la cha za lo cha za do ma da re pa tu da ra ye je gon se ma tu re do na tam je der ma so ye je ra lu on da re du re so ha om da re du re so ha om da re du re so ha om da re du re so om da re du re so ha om da re du re so ha om da re du re so ha om da re du re so om da re du re so ha om da re du re so ha om da re du re so ha om da re du re so om da re du re so ha om da re du re so ha om da re du re so ha om da re du re so om da re du re so ha om da re du re so ha om da re du re so ha om da re du re so om da re du re so ha om da re du re so ha om da re du re so om da re du re so du da re do re so ha yo
na pa zhe ye pa ye de na le tar zhe xin
du
ru
ye
ye
ne
na
ne ma lo pa
to de shong wa me par sho tan bru san bo la so pa nyong je sim tang den de zhe ge wa de ye ne de da zhen ro ma zhe zhe
ro wa
ji jiang ma li wa de sa la bo par sho oh ya tan de pe lo chama lo chama ro chama de li yo xia
Good morning, everyone, whoever watching uh, our teaching or my teaching from the Facebook and the YouTube.
다 같이 가지고 참들 때랑 대선을 막 코머션 해 맞다 나 담방은 이 조정진의 가정 발신 트레이드 봐 노티스 데브나 봐서 로고 싶겠지
So today our translator Tizukozum is unable to translate today because he has some urgent work, and so Gishila decided to he want to revise or he want to read the couple verses of the six perfections, since we uh, talk or discuss about the six perfections from the last the class.
동보들라 발신 트레이드 동보대 짐바스 다 짐바스에 간다스가 년지 짐바스에 저 동동이 삼바지 다 짐비 바로 짐바스나 간다스 고르이스 나탄 디치게 죠
And the first of the six perfection, which is the generosity. Generosity is the kind of attitude that willing to give the ones whatever we have to give, able to give away. So this is we call the generosity. And so first is that we call one of the six perfections of the generosity.
다 리당 롱조 디스게 조지 샘장 샘진라랑도 빙이 게데 차슴 동선 베비 망게 지메 발신 조 발신 기로 저다 리당 제타와다 지메 벌었어 봐 도도레스
So I'm going to read this verse, and if you able to if you try your best and use this verse as your practice, and so you can perfectly able to achieve the transcendent generosity. So here's the verse: inspire me to perfect transcendent generosity through improving the mind that gives without attachments, transforming my body, wealth, and good deeds from all times into whatever each being desires.
어다 좀바드르스 다 스톰 스톰 스톰세야 돼 적당 스톰세 돈데 첨지 소소 송이 삼바시르스
Uh, so second is the morality. So morality. What is the sorry? Second is the second is the morality or the discipline. So what is the discipline? Is the so mainly one's able to preserve their own kind of like duty or practice, vow, and so on. So this is the practice of the moral discipline.
킬렘디 답자즈 송이 삼바다 킬렌시아시
So whatever we promise and take the vow, and when we preserve it, so this is the one of the second moral discipline of the perfections.
소트르 상심 성급 논바이 지지 속으시랑 뭐 동상 예치디 당 선춘 돈르비 7% option yellow.
So here's the verse: "Inspire me to perfect, transcendent moral discipline by keeping, even at the cost of my life, my self-liberation, bodhisattva, and the Vajrayana vows, and by collecting good deeds and helping others."
다스 바데 조바레 조바세데 파쇼니 강한지 능해지 소 걸정서 능해들라 조금지 도와들라 조바시 그러세.
And the third is the patience. So what is the patience means is when we able to endure or take whatever its difficulties, especially when we face toward the from the others, and whether he or she giving a hard time or any kind of situations, when we able to endure or bear this situation or the circumstances, uh, and this is we call the patience.
다 칸숨 기그말리 트리저트 샤샹 성드 그정 소조정 만초 노는 판바드시비 조베퍼스 option yellow.
And verse is inspire me to perfect transcendent patience, even if all the beings of the world become abusive, critical, threaten, or even kill me. Undisturbed, I will work for their benefit.
오더다 지와데 아니 존지리 존지세야데 아니 gel라 좋아는 존지고스네 소소 기위 체직도 발라티 또 칼리까지 잡트나 잡트 베스면 니와치라 존지시고스.
And the next is the effort. So what is the here effort? Explaining in the six professions, that one has a great joys toward the practice, or great joys toward the dharma, and so this is the we whoever has great joys and can put the great effort to in order to achieve the that dharma or the practice. So this is the what really indicate in this verse. Look again.
삼천르리 시랑 날메비 메넌가와야조 네기 양지 맞죠 성치 초초비 20% option yellow.
So here's the verse is the inspire me to perfect transcendent joy's effort by striving with tireless compassion for supreme enlightenment, even if I must remain for many eons in the deepest hellfires for the sake of each being.
방아와데 something 세야데 아니 샘그 일kon식 사우 하고아텔라 타치데 네니 좀 담보 좀 도와달라 something 시고르스.
And the fifth is something, Tibetan or something, and here the translator used the transcendent concentrations. And concentration is the when we practice, and we able to concentrate on our object without any distractions. So this is we call the concentrations, or the great concentrations.
송고 넘버 이용 선방니 치킨 덴바 동페 넬리라 제치 냠버 조페 당진지 30% option yellow 스타트레스.
And inspire me to perfect transcendent concentration by abandoning mental sinking, wandering, and excitement, and meditating in single-pointed absorptions on the true nature of reality, emptiness.
다 쭉바데 셰르비키 바로 드신 바 셰르비키 바로 드신 바데 셰럽세 간다즈르나 아니 이 컨식으로 맞을라 닐링고 막도 어떻게 있네 셈버 사르크 셈질라 셰럽세기 요래
And next is the wisdom, the perfect transcendent wisdom. The wisdom is the when we talk about the wisdom here is the there where we can able to understand and able to see exactly as it is that every phenomenon or objects whatever appear we can see as it is by the using the wisdom. So this is we call the perfect transcendent wisdom.
사티 좀비 측득을 남주고나 대니 소소 동비 셰럽기 당위 신정 대신 당절위 돈드 남조 돈드 냠조 남케 남조라 남조지 셰럽할 수 없는 신기로즈네
Inspire me to perfect transcendent wisdom through practicing space, yoga, and equipoise on the ultimate, joining the bliss of supple ecstasy with the insight that discriminates what is.
오예 단다다 80득의 대랑 적당 가정하고 스까지 송치기 참도 때 80득의 뉴응오즈세 시카드 차다오래 다 대랑 가정오마 소소신 대랑 안에 뒤 배상원에 봐 넘디오즈 전에 때 지저인시
So last class, I explain or I go through the detail of the six perfections, and not only that, and also I explain the four means magnetizing, or the four means of gathering the followers. So when we practice the bodhicitta, so we need those two, the four means of magnetizing and the six perfections. And I explained this, and also just now I read the verses of the where it's explained deeply or detail in these verses. So here I offer now I offer everything. I mean the four means of the magnetizing and the six perfections to you.
그래서 더 적당 거네 다 사동남이 똑같은 뭐 성수 선반남기 냠는 거 조다 조 차다 그래서 근데 딱 알아도 주로 접당 성수 선반 사동볼남이 성수 선반 전에 지는 거 때 많이 봤다 알아도 소소 교 남기 냠는 로 가지고 들은 좀 어떻지고
the Salam Tumbuda, the Zutodi,
또 성수 선반남이 냠는 샤다 그랬어
So these actually are the practice of the Bodhisattva and being who are attend the high the path and now I would like to explain the how one's or how individual can practice the dharma in their life or the way of life, practice the way of life of dharma.
또 다른 쓰고 맞다 적당하고 미 직등의 농가 소화장 좀 알아도 적당 뭐 참아가 삼로당당에 미리 지금 연등을 찾는데 똑바로 찾는데 만다와요 그래서 내 같이 돈 벌려도 같이 마오도 같이 배 마오 찾아도 그래서 당 아주 나 대랑 쉐등 알아도 다지 지용 직등 거네 치킬이 날에 치크멜 날에 지용 거 미대 그 초당 거 때가지고 서서서 가지고 다 갖다 지고
So not just for the people who practice the dharma, but rather in general, kind of like advices or kind of like the words that can useful in our life, and because the whether you are attend the high path or the medium or the lower, and whether you are a believer or non-believer, So here, the topic when I'm going to talk is for everyone, not just only particular the practitioner.
다 예तं 알아서 단단 가서 기도 가서 기와래서 직든 디컴 담롱 디컴 가서 미 기와래인데 미 기와래서 미세야 되 기타 미린데 자침부 돈덕 같이 뭐부터나 지와 니와 용구 지레서야 돼 때건 삼도 지 같이 뭐래 이나 미 미라 강나 가르나 미조 등을 게 게가 난 지금 등을 기와던 기와 요비 김선제는 나와던 기와 치와도 좀 있는 거 디경라 아니지 찰 소소 가오니 오던 카 짤니 트마트위 딩 냠데 차용을 써요 인터넷 되네요 강을 뜻만 가도 미기 등을했지
As a person or as a human being, we all born in this world, and also we are very we're equipped with all kinds of the knowledge, informations, and the power, and so on. But also, as human beings, there are the things what we call, they are the three kind of suffering uh, since we take this body, so that we are meant to face these three kind of the suffering eventually, and which is the first is the suffering, and uh, suffering is the first is the birth, second is the uh, uh, aging, and the third is the death, or the passing away, or the sickness. Sorry, the four suffering. First is the birth, sickness, and aging, and the death. And not only that, plus we also face the all kind of the sufferings, which is the sometimes we suffer when we depart from our loved one, or sometimes we also suffer when we are too stay close to with them.
그래서 다 상마로 너무 그냥 늘 들은 봐서 손에 이런 가지고 될라 때는 냠용 먹고 싸요 그래서 강지 당가로 그러는 거 등을 먹고 가지나 가지고 이제 잡지는 정말 되게 슬로건 좋아해라 강지 소소소 그런 공도 바로 손진데 나한테 되고 되게 꼭꼭 좀 요러지 근데 진짜 무슨 니와
Mhm. And because because of the pandemic, and pandemic, we all experience all kinds of things that we never had before, and because we cannot go wherever we like as we used to, and and we always stay. Mostly, we try to stay home and try to uh, what we call in Tibetan "Jigranki Jigranki Tombarang Song Lang," Jigranki Tombarang Song, which we're saying in the Hmong community, like preserve your own discipline, as well as your vow, or your promise. So this is we kind of doing this since the pandemic. Uh, since the pandemic.
단디 가지고 디랑랑 가지고 데니랑라 미 참마가 초와 먹고 냠용 먹고 싸요 강지 가지고 제동 가지고 참마 디츠면도 네 베칼리 잡니 레카치니 쇼고 나오는 수공다 뜻이 칼리 잡고 이나다 데리기 나가서 강치로도 디츠면도 세요 뭐 참마 나랑 주대 다 나랑 주대 나는 주대 그러지
Um, usually, we are very busy, and we always complain that we don't have a time, because I'm being occupied by all kinds of work, and all kind of tasks on the work, and I'm very busy, so we keep complain of our work and all kinds of things. And with that, because we are seeking for what really we want is we want to stay home or relax and chill out and everything. But uh, but when we get that kind of opportunity to stay home and relax and but still rather still
다 이나 디 코타 가도 남이 정말 냠좀 좀네 냠데 데 고급을 자다오데 데모도 어느 강을 찍대 다 냠데 좀 지니 게랑 뭐 냠데 다지서 영 찍찍 세미나 강을 참고 정말 좀 차도 등 데선 등다 데지게 많지 마용 강을 지금 그래서 때마도 타뉴 게랑 보다 예 꼬르지 단다 베데 디 그때 찍찍 트마도 타랑 보지네 양세비나 강을 줘도 정말 아주 민도하게 등게 됐어 제땅 와서 고급 늦음 지네 소지 같이 참냠바로 등 도종로지 뭐 남이 한준 저때 조직은 안에 베데 냠데 데트와 용을 또 소소소 삼로 당당 그런 거지.
But now we have a opportunity, and we can stay home and relax, and but still we are not happy. We're still facing the tremendous suffering because we are home all the time, and we see we all the time with our family, and when we too close or to stay with them very long time, and of course there's problems. And before we don't have a time to spend time with our parents or our children's or brother sister or friends and so on, and that's the one suffering. And now we have a suffering that if we stay too long, and then also there's a lot of problem arise. So there's second suffering. So what we should do, take that advantage when we have a chance to stay home and do whatever we wish. We use this as a practice. For example, we can practice retreat, and if you're not familiar with this practice, and of course you can spend time with your family and share the love and everything with the family.
강원인지 나가도 또 파마단 데리 단다가 치먹은 거야 뭐든 데리 랑마메 어치 차용어데 양답데 나차 되는 거 좋은 거 예상 안으로 단단들이 직든 디가나 단나 아주 냠데다 남이 냠든 좀지 냠데 데데어 디데데 같이 냠데 같이 데트분에 하고 맞더니 속신을 가서 카트로 왔던 친드던 카트는 심한로 좀 같은데 용고요 그래서 냠데 데니 정말 무슨 속비고 정말 가서 냠데 좀네 지금 zikbo tangbo tenriyo so tangme sami kibo jine so tsuwa uro nima riri jine hebi jine kyataba na te kepsang rezi gokumda o nungu tata tenri gokum zoma ditsu jire te damzi jine shikila deki tangda nima pa kyatibyo tengi rewa shikyo zi
So I my wish is here is the one of my main wish is the spend your time with your family, and when you have that great time, and share the love and the happiness with them, and to accomplish the wonderful the fortune days and weeks and month with your family, with your friends, and so on. So this is my kind of wish for all of you, because the uh, everything sometimes is everything is the uh, out of control, or the control by the outer the objects or outer the material and so on, or the objects and material and so on. For example, right now we are facing a tremendous the suffering due to the pandemic. So of course, this is we don't have control. This is made by you know the this outside. And also, if we don't take that advantage to enjoy our time with our family and brother and sister when we have a opportunity, and who knows, and that outer controller will take our life, because our life is impermanent, and who knows that the impermanence will appear one day. So before we have a time when we are healthy, when you're happy, when we have time, and you should spend your time as much as you can with your parents, or you can practice, and you can do all kinds of things that make you happy and make your family happy.
어때 저당 아주 될라 연계 멍쳐 다당 아주 성 치인연구로 치기 나오는 탁받침 뭐 치인연구 치기 탁받침 뭐 치즈 삼바 야침 뭐 랍침 뭐 된데 다 바로 뜻은 바틀러서 뭐 정비인 세계인데 그 멍쳐 된지 찾아다 오래 대자다 바로 뜻은 비트기 랍친 게 된지 쇼정 두깔에 가오르다 이나 가랑도 네크 그런 거 소소랑 일라 요비 년점 거 안에 코리라 요비 지금 미도도 상마다 원데 당되지 약고시 때 같이 보래지
So whoever listen my talk, of course, you have a great intentions to to listening my talk and my talk or the dharma. You listening the dharma, and which I've been talking about, the as I said, these are the practice of the bodhisattva, and the higher the beings who attend the beings who attend the higher the path, and so on. Uh, so we have a great kind of like the intentions to do a wonderful the practice, or the extraordinary act practice. And But if you, what I'm saying here is, if you cannot able to implement this practice, but at least try your best to the sujudu
파만도 또 소소
if you cannot achieve that kind of like the big the practice, I mean the bodhisattva practice, in order to fulfill the countless sentient beings, but at least try your best to fulfill people who surround you, people who are close to you, such as your parents, brother, sister, your community, and so on,
기매되셔 이래서
and your life partners, and your childrens.
어때 사때네 다 삼노당에서도 따때 삼노당 semgu jetang semgu 당네 네 가지고 내득 용사때 sem이서 sem구는 삼노당 못 가르던 거죠. nga랑 대원도 반응 전 정말 대원도 바리 nga랑 등은 뭐도 봐주 전 정말 등은 뭐도 바리 때직 바리 삼노도 당보 당고 때나 심지 탐지 동용 때 직바에 맞추는 거 선능 서로 직접 버리지 당봉강 가세 sem도 막 냠도 그래지
And how we the practice, how we can use this practice in our daily life. uh, so use think that uh, all sentient beings have the same kind of wish and desire to want to be happy, and doesn't want suffering, like I have. I want happiness, and I want to avoid the suffering. Same also as all sentient being has the same kind of wish to want to have a happy life, and to avoid as much as suffering in their life. And once we built that kind of like mind, practice, or the use that kind of practice, then later on you can see the sentient being equal as you are. And so this is all the way of thinking.
어떤자 섬그나 당부 심지 담자 그런 소망가세 때문에 정말 직바인 섬치대와도 봐 능은도 봐 직바인 아주 정말 냠보인 삼삼동다 아니 소소가 빈냠총도 좋을세 때리 삼루때 공부 말아야 니와 치고용 그래서 영 같이 말질 전부지 마시오인 섬대 마이 잡노 마냠도 그래서 뭐 섬바동용 제 삼교도 그 같이 한번 남지 여름식 냠는 식으로 같이나고 섬치 담자는 지금 빈자다 들리는데 지금 저거는 뭐 시즌 시우 전부 성공 메타 미청마다 최종 소속 성말 직바 삼당 요소 때 그선 그 냠는 조지 때 정말 때 아주 냠는 짓을 보였어. 아주 위기만 용도 때 용도 왔었습니다.
So when you practice so you should um, uh, think less of yourself, which is Tibetan called ma or the I. Think less of yourself or I or my, and rather you should think of sentient beings often, and which we all are same as a sentient beings to want to be happy and doesn't want suffering. and and when you see them as the same as I am, like a brother and sister, and then no matter whatever you feel, sometimes there are obstacles arise in our mind which cause the all kinds of problems. For example, sometimes we discourage ourselves by thinking as I am being poor persons, or I am not capable of anything, and so we are discourage ourselves, and um, uh, we do some things that really hurt ourselves and so on, and also sometimes we are too pride ourselves, and when we are too pride, and also this is the one of the obstacles we should not have that kind of negative pride like the I'm the number one or I'm the best and so on. So this could be eventually eradicate by the think less of the I, rather think more sentient being as equal as I am, uh, as have the same kind of wish to want to be happy and doesn't want to suffering, because the His Holiness the Dalai Lama often he expressed to his audience that wherever I go, I always think all the people as the same brother and sister, and this really makes me more comfortable and easy to interact with other peoples. So this is, I think, very useful. Even though his own Dalai Lama, he not only just expressed, he used this kind of practice in his daily life, and it is very useful. Whether you are higher practitioner, middle, or ordinary beings or ordinary practitioner, if you use this kind of practice to see all sentient beings as your brother, sister, and has the same wish that I have to want to be happy and doesn't want suffering, I think it's very helpful to uh, to really kind of the eliminate one's kind of negative thought, such as the pride and so on.
그때 내 결혼소 삼로 검난데 것들이 지내고 선주 탐지 자녀물이 말이 대화도 봐 등은도 봐 등은만도 봐 대화도 봐 식방 아당 식발이 말이 삼도 삼아 식발이다 그랬어요. 근데 식발 옛날다 참하고 땅 가서 교인 삼 자녀들이 쇼 통보인 삼 병마 송 식발이 깨와 식발이 깨와네 내와 식발이 든 치와 식발 람로 정말 식발이다 내 그런 거지 첨부 자녀 좀 놀롱수 첨부 잡으려 요다 싸윙 아주 정말 직바이 버때 하고 고트메나 스판도 신부 요르지 머리끼 잡을 칠기 잡을 지가 용 말이지
Mhm. So you know the cheaper is not rough.
직바이 연동 대화도 보통 또 기와요 기와 치와
So why not you use this practice in your daily life? and think or they meditate, uh, whether we all are same or whether we all are equal or not. And if you experiment that kind of practice, or if you use this practice, of course, at the end, you will find out, oh, we all are same. As a human being, we all are same. We are, there's no special way to, birth. We all, same way we come out, from the our mother, and that eventually we will die. We lose our breath, and we die. And this is same. How we birth, how we aging, and how we sick and dead. It's all same. There's nothing special about every sentient beings. Uh, of course, there might be a little bit not same, which is maybe because their wealth and their education and so on. There might be some differences among these sentient beings, but overall, as a sentient beings, we all are same. As I mentioned before, want to happy, doesn't want suffering, and where we birth, where we aging, where we dead.
어떨 따뜻한데 렘브니와 틀라는 가는 가려요르즈나 샘도 고자 마토더서 아니 텔라 삼동네 가고 강을 망보요르 소소른 그게 강 낭미기 강 아니 치산이 야쿠브 강 텔리 쳐서번 잠롱 강 강을 망보 가지요르시 강을 망보요르 가서 강은 때에 노는 지당 때 간지나 강한테 정말 그런 게 소소고 파수고 강은 정말 소소고 겐도 키니 벨라테니 controlling noda shell mil thpa jabtena noda ma to ki yo mar ni si jo mar so te ni kang so lang gen yo me chi ji ti kang te rang set thap to ko ma pha sam lo tang o kang te ngala ting gen yo ngi set thpa chi te ngi te ngi drup kin sam na pha che sho se te sem chi controlling te ma chi thpa chi thpa chi sho ka te chi ma thwa kang te ni chi na aro chi ma thwa te na ti so la sa sam lo tang ne 샘트지 공부랑 대지 요말 바이쇼 샘만의 공소 근데 주지 뭐 같이 지스 요나네 텔라마가지 같이 지스면은 텔라마가지 판세 뜬 냠는 배 나랑도 오이나 배 여고지 통로요 정도라데 반동 이러와지 요지
The second kind of suffering is uh, that suffering is we all have, whether we are individuals, or the family members, or the nations. So that we all have that kind of suffering, and uh, and the and how we can deal with this suffering. Again, this is the way of thinking. Through the way of thinking, if you use the right the thought and right actions, of course we can able to the minimize or reduce that kind of suffering and problems. Otherwise, if you take the all the problems of course myself and the members family members problem, as well as all nations problem, then at the end it will out of control. Then you will lose everything, and you will face that lot of lots of suffering. So what is the importance when you have a kind of the obligations, kind of like sense of responsibility, uh, whether I can able to solve problems of my individual problems, family members' problems, or the nation problems, whether I can solve it or not. If I can solve it, then
It's 11 o'clock.
then I should go ahead and try to solve it. If I cannot, then better stay away, or better do something else. Because um, the one of the texts in this verse, the great master Shantideva, he mentions in the textbook called the Buddhist Avatara, the way of life. In the text said, if there is a remedy, then why you worry? Just go ahead and fix it. If there is no remedy, again, why you worry? Just avoid this problem. So this verse is really helpful to me. I always meditate and think often on this verse, which really helped me to deal with the all kinds of the outcome, the problems or suffering.
어들 대다 가지고 지속고동 가지고 개원 렌처도 마시 받은 직든디나 지속된다 내고 지속된다 내서 지속된다 내사대 양나 소소배 지고 결정지 되고 결정지는 수조하게 또 뭐. 지금 땡고 가지고 땡인 땡종 땡이 저와 지속된다 땡고 여러 가지고 사야 동아래 전년도에 지 강지 살랑 가지고 데디 소라 참아 지속된다 땡고 지속된다 땡이랑 때 삼로가를 당고 삼로가를 당고 좀 가지고 삼아 직바인 세워 삼로도 용 당토와이나 그런 거 셈나 교동 그때 소수치 보인 삼아 교동 서와도 용수지 제트바 맞아 나쇼인 통보즈 밀라 통종지가 삼로도 용수와라 같아 버리지 때 근데 엔티 치파인 삼비 니와데 레버 니와티 강라 삼로 카르던 거를 자위 가지고 무일 치파리 대완도 받는것도 치파르다 이나 가랑 삼로 땅땅 곰비 똑땅 지다 야블로 거 리종 땅 아니 칠리 땅 텐데 강에 있는 가지고 삼로 만들어요. 때 니와텔라 하고 토와이나 뜻지기라 기습지 뜻지기 삼로 땅 때라 지라 이론지 기습지 때라 로 토와이나 아니 따데기그 용사 종공 치레스
And the 지속 내당
응. 당고들 들어봐. 지속들 니고 늘 되고.
지속 내고랬어. And the third is the at the beginning we said we always, if you're able to think that as able to think that we all are same as sentient beings, and the second is the once we able to think that way, and then we should go further or to expand our knowledge or our intentions. For example, since we have to live in this society, and once we live in this society, of course we have to rely on this society, and we have to rely on each other, and and uh, and so when we rely on each other, and also uh, there are things that also uh, negative thought that comes, that which cause the problems. Sorry. When we rely on this society, of course, there's other numbers of things we have to rely on, for such as, or we want to have this in our life, such as food, uh, the wealth, and the reputations. So these are the things we always wanted to have in our life, and also uh, we always strive to achieve these the things in our life. And again, since we have to rely on this society, uh, we should keep using this kind of idea that all sentient beings, we are all same, um, and as a human being, which also again it will help us to lower or to reduce our this sense of the discriminations, and poor and rich, and so on. So once we able to establish that kind of mind or the practice, the second things what I'm trying to say is the next step is the then yeah, I know that we all are same. I feel more comfortable to be with anyone, especially people that I've never met before, or you are meeting with a group of people. I feel more comfortable by thinking that way, thinking them as my brother and sister. And the second, what do you think? Even though we are same, but uh, uh, there are some of things I have to be aware and be mindful of these things because since we are brothers, of course, we are culturally there might be we are culturally different, and maybe they're well, because of where they grow up and where they educated, and so they have different kind of like backgrounds, such as like difference, culturally difference, and our thought are difference, and the knowledge and so on. Then we have to think that even though we are same as human being, but I have to be aware and be mindful to where I when I act or when I interact with them.
어떤 자다 아니 즉그지라 네티 타직도 네티인 삼요마 파쇼티 도파만 탐바니요나 소소고 심는 삼로 정주 삼로도 파쇼 통다 파 컴로 때네 공항 자정지 때 근데 파쇼 그런 거 삼지 그만 받았어 에 그런 거 겁더지니 디 바로 니로 토야나 맞는 로 토르마도 그런 때 인지 그런 때 인지 나네 따와면 템바거나 정신 그 갈와촌는 건 정도는 욕달랑 그러지.
For example, so when we interact with the people or when we meeting with the people, uh, come from different culture and
같이 뭐 말해 자청들을 요런
uh, yes, are from the different culture, and not only from the different culture, but also with our family or our friends and so on. And even though we are same as a human being, but there are things that we have to be aware because the I should not kind of like I should not put my thought as a primary, as a important, as a number one, or as a like kind of the best kind of idea or a thought. The rather what we should do, we have to talk, and we have to through the dialogue, and we have to come uh, uh, what is the benefit to to other and myself. So this is the I think is very important.
어들 든지 삼로동 터와이나 아때 영 디도 삼로동 선바 동용지 드니 삼로만 템바요 바 섬진 칸동 미와 나바나 쪽바요 하고 칸동 미와 나바 하고 그래서 그런 칸동 미와 나진 샤와지 터와이나 어떤 소송은 있던데 네그 지하가 랑가 역수지를 삼고요지.
So I think this is very useful at the beginning thing as since you being as the same as I am, which also help us to increase the practice of the equanimity, where we can able to set our mind in equanimity. So once our mind is calm and achieve the equanimity, and then uh, we can see the different. We can able to see the all kinds of direction where it can able to the solve the situations without any distractions, without any problems, by looking the their motivations, their intentions, and their culture, and so on.
어떤 단ang ajushir nung ngaro jiung go ande chi tang de tang ma de ka chayo ma ngaro mi ma si cha go la de ki tu tang kan da jo ti ko ti yo chi ta de nang ba sang yo rang go zhong ne gom de tang chi ka shi pa lo chung chi go chi.
So this all the it's not about the religions, but rather this is our kind of very useful in our daily life, or the individual uh, achieve the fortunes or the happiness, the way of life. And now I'm going to stop, and I will talk about the this book, or the talk about the practice, and I'm going to read the verse.
신호 치는 이마만 다 당외 소나 다 지지 나양 덴바 메베 세동의 이메 동전 좀 신기로 그때 곰 작동도 되게 약거스.
So now I would like to talk about a little bit talk about the meditations, and here's the verse: inspire me to complete the perfection of illusion like aftermath, realizing that inner and outer phenomena lack through existence, yet still appear like an illusion, a dream, or the reflection of a moon on a clear lake.
단데 가르즈네 이미 비딩기고네 다 가시고다 네 신앙 그치 담지 시 노지직든 담지다 나랑 그 지지 샘진 선행하도 로 지당하는데 용수도 가도 내디 용사가 잠몽즈나 용수도 봐니 용수 신노지직든 낭 지지 샘진들이 신노지직든 아주 라와 코리라스 받으시고 낭 지지 샘진 내라 비용 샘당다 로아스 상세고 담지용 친남 이마 담을람 나오지르세고
So in this verse, it talk about this this all phenomena that we see, that it appear in front of us, or we see in our life. So this is just this is just like an illusions, and it's not, it's real, and it is appear. Uh, for example, when I talk about world, so if we combine the whole universal, so we can divide it into two universal, outer outer phenomena universe, or the inner phenomena, the world or universe. For example, outer will be like a mountain, tree, the oceans, and so on. And inner, the phenomena will be the persons, and who have a mind, and so on.
어쨌든 알아서 선비동네 더 탐지다 배 그런 지랑진 기트 받는 요 사람들한테 오늘 지나 삼도 동네 저한테 되지 요 말했대 이만 그쪽에 나오지 당한데 말름 나오지 되지 그래 시거래지 저는 나와 나오지
But in usually we always reflect on this phenomena, outer and inner phenomena, as real as it is, and it is exactly, sorry, it uh, uh, it exists inherently by itself, but it isn't. It is an illusions. It is like an illusions, a dream, and it's not real.
답변 안 했대 여러 친구인이 있으면 아주 통화해가 라는데가 때때는 누가 아주 뜻에나 어때나 친한 거 나와 치나나 셔위 나와 대응하니 통화한데 무슨 필라 나와 셔고는 올 남과 무기 나서라 올 치르게 와요 자정 요 때는 친한 나와 요 말로 와서 된당지 가고 샘기던 거 샘기 삼도 동동 그 기와 리기 남은 멤버 한 거니 때는 나요 나와 대응 가고 소소랑 니 종합 사실라 때는 좀 신도스
When we say that these are like a dream or an illusions, so one's mind curious if these are illusion or dream, but we still can see, we still can use it, or we still can feel it, this object or material. And then here, give an example. right, it's like a moon. It's a moon that appear in the lake, the clear lake. So when you look on the lake or the clear lake, you will see the reflection of the moon. But what do you think? Like, it is moon is really there or not? Of course, it's not there, right? But we feel like moon is right there, but it isn't. It is the reflections of the moon from the sky. uh, uh, so this is all the like a dream. 아니, 긴 한마디 가능?
대사 그런 걸라 너무 단다 너무 노동 노지 지지당 직된데 담지 치는 거 나위서 인샤라는 거지 이봐 그런 거 샘기 공부 받쳐 공 나와서 그 그런 실로를 존중화 사실을 때문에 될 의체 저런 요비 차정들 팀 그런 거 농조에 서는 몇 잘했어.
So this is the similarly like we when we see the moon on clear lake. Oh, just on clear lake. Similarly, we see the whole universal, because of the it is the reflections or the cause of the previous the karma, the previous our deed and our karma. So that's why we can able to experience the whatever happening in our current or the present life. So this are caused by the from previous deed and karma and so on. And so that's why we come here and the sooner or later, and then we will disease, or we will see the impermanence, or we will die. So when we die, of course, our whole the inner material will dissolve into the five elements.
대자다 인터넷 상담 nga랑 좀 능위 나와도 데드 초라도 상마다 이마 담는 나서 되지 인 nga랑 그 느껴왔더니 근데 마치 봤던 nga랑 되지 나와도 요래 나 되게 차송을 죽고도 차송 뭐 차송을 해서 되게 상무던 거이나 근데 결혼 때라 샘 나왔더라 저좀 그 렌즈로 총총 잡고 때라 때니 렌즈 좀 총하잖아 때라 때니 차당도 용용 잡고 차당 노차당 시당도 용화 차나 때쯤 그때 결혼 서로 동용하는 것들이 결혼 봤을 때 느끼던데 그거 소화했다 그랬어요.
저번 그냥 방금처럼.
응. 스마트 녀석.
So that's why the happiness and the suffering also is like an illusions. So it's not real, and we experience the happiness and suffering until when we are alive. As soon as we die, then there's no we also stop the having the illusions of the happiness and the suffering. So that's why dancing dancing
좀 봐도 물론 나오지 다타와는 직전 디나와도 좀 물론 저기 나오지 때려 다타와는 저런 덴버즈 렌즈도 총총 잡고 렌즈 총총 손에 때려 때 차동 용어 얘기했지. 차동 맨날 동용초도 선대죠.
And then so if you see the whole universal as an illusions, a dream, and then what is helpful is that it will eliminate the our like the truth, the grasping or thinking of the everything is reality. So we will eliminate that grasping, the truth grasping, and when we're able to minimize the truth, the grasping, and then we can able to eliminate. It will cause the eliminate the attachment and aversions. If we have less or the tiny attachments and aversions, then we can experience the equanimity. And once we achieve the equanimity, then we can able to spend we can able to spend our life happily and happily in the rest of our life.
ngi pe jina chungzu pe na login na tayo na login te login re zini tendre ge chorwa sta na kyorong te la tene login la tembe ene phu yong tu ma chorwa de de chu yong ma re login to chung ngoni yin samdong na ani kyorong te la tene chorwa de de yong go re sam na kyo dong yong go re sam ta ma chorwa yong go re o te yong go re te na jing ga me chi ta dang tendre chi re si login la ta dang da na ji te ta ma chen de de chi re ta tendre chi tan ri ta sha de samdong ne login la ta na ta da chorwa dong yong chi re ji go de chang chi ta go re ji mo go de ma ji wa ka ta go re
So if I give you another example, for example, when you watch movie, if you watch movie with the with the kind of like
story yo da dong
if you watch the movie, if you really into that movie and think that this movie is real and this movie is kind of part of me, and that you are into that movie, the and also very serious about that movie, then you will have joy. Sometimes you are joy. Sometimes you are sometimes you are suffering because you think that movie as real as you are. But if you watch the movie or the any kind of movie, if you think, oh, this is not real and this is just a movie, they made this movie from the one of the story, and then you don't have that kind of like suffering and happiness and the excitement, and because you are being controlled your mind, and so this is the same as our life, in our life, whatever we do, whatever we see, if we see and if we use them with our these great tensions, awareness, and we can control them, then we can able to see them. Uh, I mean, we can able to spend our life as happiness.
Te sa ta nga zo chu homa nga garu le jong no chama ani tanda de tambi yit ma to malum da chi pa ga to nga rong de to he yo ma ka chung go ma chi ro cha ta zo cha de rang go sa wa cha yo re da malum da sam lu su ta malum da chi pa re ka chung rang de chi kala shi bo sa de chi nyong wa chu ma de rang sam na cha ba chi ma de rang de ka nga mo jo yo ma da mo malum na kala sa mo so ta chung ka chung sa no kala sa yo de rang sam ton ni ga chi pa tambi na ma to yo ma
Um, Similarly, we can use this idea in our past and the present. If we compare from the past and present, for example, yesterday, uh, yesterday, whatever we did today is a part of the our kind of the
tambi lo sam no tamba chi malum da chi pa ga to
part
yo ma
is a part of our dream. It's not really here. When we think about yesterday, it's not really here. It's just gone, and it's not really here. And also whatever we eat yesterday, this is also part of the dream of today. Only we can uh, see them through the our our mind, or through our experience. Through our experience we can realize, or we can see, oh, I had a food from yesterday and so on.
ka chung rang ga kala sa ju to wa jang ju kala te tang chanon da gong chu malum na kala sa ju to wa jang ju tanda sam lo no chi ba ma to yo ma
가상 칼라스비 통화 대리관에서 통화 통화
da gong malum na ni de kala sa ya te de malum ta na ti to wa jang ju te tanda sam to na knya chi ba ma to yo ma
the the last night, if we had a dream,
좀 지나죠.
for example, if we had a dream where I eating food, and if you compare that taste of that dream food and today,
가정 사주.
uh, 가장 사주 좋아하는
가정 사주 좋아하던 나고 물론 나가 사주 좋아하니 대랑 삼루 동네 좋아. 요나 대랑 좋아하던 잠비 남아도요.
네.
그런 거죠.
So yesterday, if you had a dream of the having a food, and when you compare this the taste of food from the yesterday dream and the yesterday you ate the food, if you just think of today from the both tastes, one is from the dream and one is from the yesterday you ate. If you think today, it's just it's just a remembrance. It's not really here, but you can just remember them, from the yesterday.
또 준비 있나요? 잠마도 자기 손나 가정 칼라데 대랑 줄 자기 손나 라카마를 말하는 것들 지금 그랬어.
Similarly, this is just only you can just remember of the taste of food. But if you say, "Oh, I'm gonna search this food again," from the yesterday, then of course this is also like a dream food that you had in your dream. There's nothing you can find.
그런 것도 생각 볼 때, 락거를 가슴 그 칼라때 사이너즈 가이 안지송 사가는 거나 된지 락거 쓰는 통다. 또 가슴 칼라때 레리오 말이지. 그냥 카가를 때는 아주 지금 좀 빌로트 가슴 칼라때 나서 식바인 사람은 뭐 가슴 거나 지금 집바 말이 그때 가슴 그 상금들 대런 그 상금들 이열로 가지고 로고 차니 이쪽에 차니 아니 정말 가슴 칼라 좀 그때 가서 입장에 차니 정말 로와르지.
좋아지고 있나?
그거도 집어 용식이라 하다 그 집어서
So you might have a question that, why not I can go to the same place, or same restaurant, and I can order the same food, where I can have the same food from the yesterday. Of course, you might order the same food from the whatever you ordered from yesterday, but it wouldn't be same as yesterday, because um, from yesterday, if you compare it from yesterday to today I'm older than yesterday, right? So there's a lot of changeness. We changed a lot from the yesterday and today. Today I'm older than yesterday, and also if you look at the material, the ingredient that they use, are also it will if they use the same package, of course it deteriorate from the yesterday, and it might not be the cook also. The head cook might not be same as before. He or she might be aged, and also not the same. So I think if you think what I can order the same food from yesterday, but if you think deeply, it wouldn't be same as yesterday.
롱 진진세 진진 로 작성을 때 있겠다. 집어 말던 거로 지인 사람들 진짜 가로 미 교환의 정도 마시 왔던 거 지인 사람들 때 지금 말해. 또 집바이는 보고 던 강고 던 정말 티네이저 정말 집바처럼 또 지금 찍고 봐 삼로 던 리그 내 땅을 삼로 던 땅을 근데 좋아하게 하던 정말 가가요. 그래서
So we always have a false thought that I am all the same. I'm all the same, and from the childhood till the adulthood, or till whatever age we are, we always think that I'm same, but it's the false thought, because the from the childhood, if we look from the childhood till now, of course, there's a lot of difference, or there's a lot of changing. For example, like if we compare the knowledge, of course, presently I'm more experienced person or more knowledgeable person than compared to the childhood.
那是不看看。
And also the physical appearance also difference.
这种说的俺过去从的俺的听你讲的，从我跟我学过的，这个样子内里咋个玩儿？
경고처럼 나오래.
俺过去的从的，俺到什么俺听你讲的，那从些不是新的几个嘛的。
Yeah, for example, when you get old, and then if you tell people that I'm still a teenager, then people might laugh at you because you might think I'm the same the child or the teenage person, but not. The appearance also change. You are not same as you think.
哦呀，但等着几件事，他这种参起来。
这些吧，
哦，
这些了，就
哦，对的，就弄这，现在想，我就在忙我的都确实当有去。这种是。
Okay, so we'll stop today class, and today we are using the front camera, so this is not as same as also before. There's a changing, and so that's why I try to squeeze both of us in the camera, so this is different, and we also try to have a Zoom, what do you call Zoom meeting, maybe probably from the next class, and but also same time, if people don't want to in a Zoom, you can still watch the Geshe-la teaching on Facebook. We will stream or they have a class separately. Separate means like Facebook and the Zoom wouldn't link together. So if you still want to use from Facebook, of course. But if you Sangha members, if you want to, want to have a questions and you want to raise a question, then you can join the Zoom. And once we create the Zoom account, then we will send the PIN numbers. And but it's really up to you. You can email us, and you can email to Stacy, and she usually send out the email to the Sangha group, so you can email her to you to put into the Zoom the meeting. So this is all. Now we will say the Lamrim prayer on page number 80. Page number 80, we will say the Lamrim prayer.
Lo me ma re ye don ro nam de ya we mo bo da jer de ma son be te ro gan de ya be yang je ze we je zong de be re ba gan san ma je zong ye ne re be ya na je she zong rang ye zhe zhen do be lan jie xue zha zhe wei zhang wei tang gui Yahweh Damba Yuran Zenjur Varan Chen Chok Di Ma Jo Cha Xiang Yang Ber Jur Vi Shou De Nyang Jie Chen Bo Yo Ro Jo Ba Han De 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 So Er She Ber Se Jie Yao Wei Ma Shong Chen De Zhe Shang Shou Lang Jie Zhe Bei Zhang Tan Do Nam Jie Ye La Ba De Shang Ya Wen Za Ba Rang De Zhong Jie Lang Zang Zhe Bei Den Qian Zhe Xu Xiang Wei Qian Se Xie Me Dang Le Men Cai Re Gen De Jia Wei Nga Ba Yi Nam Da Lang Dang Zhe Wer Ma Zhi Gan Ze Tang Ba Chou La Zhi Zhu Ce Zhen Zhe La Zong Ba De Yi Te Den Nan Jie Da De Zhou Xi Zhao Xi Yang Zhou Qiu Gen Qiao Zhi Qi Ba De Zhao Wei La Ma Ren Bo Xi Da Gui Nian Ge Ba Mi Dang Xiong La Ga Zhen Chen Bo Gu Ne Ji Zong De Gu Zong De Ji Ni Zhe Zam De So Qiang Zhu Sen Qiu Ren Bo Xi Ma Xi Ba Na Ji Zhi Ji Jie Wa Nian Ba Me Ber Yang Kong De Gong De Bei Wer Shou Guang Re Ra Wei Gur Wei Xin Gang De Ban Dang De Wa Ma Li Zhong Wei Shan Zhi Wang Dan Zai Yan Zuo Yi She Bei Sen De Bar De Dan Yi Ji Ba Wu Zhi De Qian Ba Dong Gun De Sang Bo Dian Yang De Xin De De Da Kan Ji Ji Si Dang Lo Jiang Ye Wang De Da Tam Zhi Rab De Ngo Di Sung Sha Bei Ya Wa Tam Zhi Yi Ngo Wa Gang Lang Chou De Nga Ba De Da Xin Yi Wei Za Wan De Gan Jiang Song Wu Chu Xi Rab Du Ngo Er Ji Han De Zhong Ne Dan Ba Da Xiang Ji Dan Zhen Jie Wo Tam Zhi Gan Gang Zang Gan Lang De Jie Zhong Wei Ne Sang Jie Dan Ba Da Du Jie Jie Zhi Cai Re Gen De Ya Wa Zong Ga Wei Dan Zhou Xin Ye Ne Si Zhe Bei Ya Wei Nga Bei Lam Zang De Ye Li Ge Jie Zan Yang Do Ba Ma Yi Zhi